Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the North Carolina Dynasty, where we just won the ACC championship game, but we lost to LSU in the semifinal in the Cotton Bowl. So, a successful season for us, I guess, but still waiting to go all the way and win the Natty. That's still not been happening, but we will try again this season. Now, first up is going to be the offseason, and even though we had a very successful season, our assistant coaches or coordinators are still here. They're not leaving. Aaron O'Reilly and Vernon Finley still staying on board. First of all, we're going to recap the season real quick. We started out with a great win against Tennessee, who at the time were ranked. And then our first in-conference game, lost to Clemson, yet again, our nemesis. We couldn't beat them at all, and this was a particularly bad loss. And then San Jose State was an easy win. Wake Forest, Liberty, East Carolina, we were just cruising at this point. Charlotte was a tougher game for us. Offensively, we were struggling. And then Virginia Tech only by one score. Virginia only 13-7, but gotta win the ugly games as well, right? And then we beat Duke, James Madison, and Old Dominion to finish off the regular season. And then for the first time in 4 years, we win against Clemson in the conference championship game. Very tough game, not a lot of offense, but we get it done. And then even uglier game against Ohio State, but we got it done. And then we lose badly to LSU. Just forced too many mistakes in that Cotton Bowl game. And what happened after that was Florida lost to Tennessee. So we had an 11 and 12 seed national championship game, and LSU came out victorious. They win the national championship game. Tennessee tried to catch up in the fourth quarter, but they started their pursuit a little bit too late. They were down by multiple scores at the end of the third quarter. But yeah. Let's take a quick look at the season stats. So Michael Merdinger, very disappointing season for him. I know this doesn't look half bad, but he didn't even get to 3,000 passing yards. We just didn't pass it a lot this season, but only 59% completion percentage, only 7.9 yards per attempt. He was just missing a few too many balls. And then Rayshon Foucha, he played a little bit in one game, but that's not really conclusive data. Kyle Costanzo, great season for him, 5.2 average, almost, more than 1,700 yards, 25 touchdowns, and on almost 350 carries, he had 2 fumbles. I think that's pretty average, I guess. And then Brian Malik, almost 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 fumble. And then everybody else from the running back room didn't play much. We had a very healthy running back room this year. And then Buck Stoner, 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns. I mean, what more do you want from a number one receiver in a run-first offense? I think that's pretty solid for him. And then Marquise Brooks, 618 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's our designated deep threat at the moment. And then our designated slot receiver is Jordan Shipp, almost 600 yards, 5 touchdowns. Solid season for him, but I would expect all 3 of these receivers, honestly, to be in the conversation for declaring early this year. Kyle Costanzo, he got no touchdown through the air, but almost 200 yards. Randolph, as our tight end, didn't target him much, didn't use him much. He was more like here is a 3rd and 4 catch. Get us the first down here. And then Christian Hamilton, 4th receiver, didn't get involved much in the offense this year. 87 overall. He's a senior, so this was his final year. Let's see if he gets to the NFL on 3 catches and 41 yards on the year. And then for blocking, we had a crazy good offensive line this year, and that makes it all the more disappointing that we had such regression in the passing game with Merdinger. He lost compared to last year. I think he lost about 1,600 yards or something. Yeah, only Johnny Barra left tackle, allowed 3 sacks. I mean, that's really good, and he's our worst offensive line player, I guess, according to these stats. And then for the defense, Ashton Woods, 160 tackles, man. Dude was flying all over the field. I expect him to declare early to be a first-round pick. And then our slot corner and our 2 safeties are next up on the tackle list, so that's never a good sign. But tackles for loss, we had Connor Stockey, 12 TFLs, 18 sacks as a combined 30. Ashton Woods with 26, so that means 22 TFLs. That's a crazy good number. 22 TFLs, that's almost 2 a game. Well, I mean, I guess 1.5 a game. Anthony Dingle, he had 8.5 TFLs, I guess, or I don't know how this is calculated then with half sacks. MoMA had 9. We had a crazy good defensive line this year. Connor Stockey, 18 sacks, leads the team. He's a freshman, so he can't declare. We're gonna get him back next year, so I expect him to be even better next year. Anthony Dingle, 8.5 sacks. Zach Moma, 8 sacks. And you know what all these 3 have in common? They're all freshmen, so we all get them back next year, and they combine for 34.5 sacks. Only those 3 players together. And yeah, crazy season for our D-line. And then Dylan Jerry down there with 4 sacks on very limited playing time. I don't think he played even like 200 or 300 snaps, and he still got 4 sacks out of it. So, I mean, our D-line is absolutely crazy. Now, let's switch over to interception secondary. Jaden Patterson. He's a 90 overall junior safety. I expect him to declare. He's got to declare. He's a first-round pick if he declares. 4 interceptions, leads the team. We've got Steven Slate, who was our nickel corner with 3. Moses Riggins, our number 1 corner. He had 3 interceptions as well, a sophomore. That's very nice to see. And then Connor Stockey, he had a crazy game where he got 2 picks as an edge rusher. That is one of the craziest things I have ever seen in any football game ever. A defensive lineman getting 2 picks just from dropping into coverage on the same play twice in one game. And then Caleb Lavalley got 2 picks. He got also 4 sacks. He was a very solid LB2. And just a quick look at the fumbles. Connor Stockey got 2 of those as well. 2 forced fumbles. That's nice to see. And then we've got, I think it was Steven Slate with a fumble. We also have Caleb Lavalley and Ashton Woods both with a forced fumble. So forced fumble is not anything really spectacular for this team, but 2 forced fumbles, but from our top edge rusher, that's always nice to see. And just a quick look, nationally, Kyle Costanzo led the country in rushing, carries, yards, and touchdowns. He led everything. Not yards per attempt or per carry, but very good season for him, and he carried the ball more than anybody, and by far 334 carries. That's crazy. That would be crazy in a 17-game schedule in the NFL, man. Connor Stockey led the ACC in sacks. He was 2nd in the country in sacks, but somebody had 21, so only 2nd there. And then for the interceptions, Jaden Patterson, 3rd. Now actually 4th in the ACC. I mean, somebody got 7, so that's obviously crazy. No way to beat that. And then let's switch over to team stats. So we did have one of the top offenses in the country this year. Obviously those numbers are a little bit inflated because a lot of the top teams played in the playoffs, so they have more games than the rest of the country. But 5,400 yards on offense, I think that's a pretty solid number, especially if you're a run-first offense, which is evidenced by the fact that we had a pretty awful passing offense. We're down there, that's probably bottom 20% of the country, and that's with inflated numbers from playing more games in the playoff. And in the conference championship game. But we also led the league in rushing, and it was not even close. Almost 500 yards ahead of Tennessee, who made it all the way to the championship game. This is exactly what I expect from this team. We are a run-first offense, and it shows. Points per game, that's a very nice number here, 31.3. I think this is a number where you have to be happy about. If you got a solid defense that can keep opponents under 20 or under 17 regularly, you're basically guaranteed to win every week. So this is what we want to see. Points, passing touchdowns, I mean, it's kind of average, I'd say. We're a little bit above average because this is a total volume, but if you count it, like if you calculated down to per game, I think we are very dead average. But we lead the league in rushing touchdowns. I mean, that's no surprise. We're run first offense. So this is what I'm expecting. For the defense, we are going to have, I'd say, a pretty average defense overall. Allowed for 4,500 yards. I mean, that's fine. But numbers a little bit inflated because we played more games. So maybe it's maybe we actually do have a solid defense here. And that is evidenced by not our passing defense, obviously, because we were leading all the games. So obviously in the second half, every team was passing against us. So that number is obviously very inflated. But we did have the second best run defense in the country, which is also an inflated number, or in this case, deflated number, because in the second half, everybody was passing against us. So nobody was even trying to run on this defense. So I wouldn't interpret too much into these two specific numbers. 4 points, points allowed, that is. We are, I mean, that's a pretty good number, 294. If you calculate it down or break it down to points per game allowed, I think that's closer to 20 points a game allowed. That's a solid number. We also did have the most sacks in the nation, even though we had three freshman starters on the defensive line. Only that number has to be increasing next year. But to be fair, we also got a lot of sacks from different parts of the defense, like our slot corner and the two linebackers. I think they combined for about 10 or 11 sacks this year as well. So that's a crazy high number. And then for fumbles recovered, it's only 3, so that's obviously bottom of the country. For interceptions, we had 17. That's top of the country. Very happy with that. 17. That's more than 1 a game. I think that's a pretty good number. And with that, we're gonna move on from the stats from the defense to the I think it was the conversion rates, right? I'm not sure. North Carolina, obviously having a great season, and in the conversion game, we are leading the country in third down percentage on the offense, at least 52%. That's a really good number. And then for fourth down conversion percentage, I think that's a really good number as well, 66%. It should be a little bit higher. I feel like, especially with a run-first offense, you usually get to a lot of very short first downs, like fourth downs. I mean, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, something like that. You would expect the number to be even higher than that, but at least as long as it's more than 50%, I think you're going to be fine. And then for red zone efficiency on the offense, 60%. I guess it's top of the country, but I would actually expect more. 79 attempts and only 48 touchdowns in the red zone. That's 31 times we didn't score a touchdown in the red zone. That's 2 per game. We wasted 2 touchdown opportunities per game. I mean, that's not a great number. And then we also allowed opposing team to have a 55% rate. I mean, it's not awful. Out of 47 tries, they had 26 touchdowns, which means they only had 21 tries. They also had 21 tries where they didn't get it done at all to get the touchdown. I mean, that's not horrible, but you want those numbers to be better, obviously. And then for turnovers, we had a turnover differential of 9. I think that's nothing spectacular. We had 8 interceptions. We lost 3 fumbles. Actually, Michael Merdinger, by the way, didn't lose a single fumble this year. So it was only the 2 fumbles from Kyle Costanzo and 1 fumble from Baran Malik. That's a pretty good stat. And then we're moving on here to career records. We had a couple broken this year. Career record for receiving yards at in the ACC. And then obviously also by extension at North Carolina is Buck Stoner now. He has had 4,214 receiving yards in his career, and that is a new record for the ACC in North Carolina. And the same thing goes for touchdowns. Buck Stoner, 52 scores. That is a new record for the ACC and North Carolina. And only North Carolina record, Michael Merdinger as a quarterback with 11,136 passing yards is a new record. Kyle Costanzo as a running back, 4,579 rushing yards is a new record for North Carolina. Receiving yards, we already talked about that. Receptions, North Carolina. Buck Stoner now with 267. We had Michael Merdinger break the career record for passing touchdowns at UNC, 108. For rushing touchdowns, Kyle Costanzo is now the leader at 62 touchdown catches. Buck Stoner at 52. We already talked about that. And then season records, we had one broken as Kyle Costanzo, 25 touchdowns in one season is a new record at North Carolina. And that's it for records. We're gonna move on to the awards, where actually I didn't even notice that happened, but Connor Stockey actually was a Heisman finalist as a freshman edge rusher at that. He didn't get it done. It's Aiden Chiles for USC, but very nice to see him, and he's also in the conversation for Play of the Year, which ultimately was won by somebody that we saw in the last game we played, LSU's Lorenzo Wayne, the receiver. He wins Player of the Year, and he's a sophomore, so we will see him again probably sometime next year, maybe in a couple of years. And then Head Coach of the Year, Javier Taylor, only 7th, so that's not enough, but nice to see he's a good coach, I guess, with A+ coaching prestige, and a 53-8 career record. That is, I think, more than 80% of games won. That's pretty good. Best quarterback goes to Ricky Collins, who we faced in this last playoff game of ours. Best defensive player, Connor Stockey is first. Ashton Woods in second. And then best defensive back, Kylan Jackson from LSU. He picked us off twice in that game. He wins Best Defensive Back of the Year. I mean, that makes sense to me. Steven Slate and Jaden Patterson in third and fourth. Best running back is obviously Kyle Costanzo, the true junior, who I don't feel like is going to be declaring. But Caden Durham makes it in second. We saw him in the last game as well. Best receiver is Lorenzo Wayne, a true sophomore, so he can't even declare even if he wanted to. Lorenzo Wayne, he had a good season, obviously. And then for the Lombardi Award, it's going to be Connor Stockey as the Best Defensive Player of the Year in first. And then Best Senior Quarterback of the Year is going to be Ricky Collins, so he's declaring. I'm not going to see him again. Connor Stockey. Best defensive end, I mean, that makes sense if he's best defensive lineman and best defensive player. Also going to be best defensive end. And then best interior O-lineman always has bugged me that there is no best offensive tackle award or anything. It's just best interior O-lineman and best center. Okay, whatever. Broyles Award, Vernon Finley and Darren Riley in 9th and 10th. The LSU ones, they are first and second. I mean, they win the championship game. That makes sense to me. And then we're gonna move on to best linebacker, which is won by Ashton Woods. 160 tackles, 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, something like that. Crazy good season. He's a junior. I fully expect him to declare early, and I will not stop him because if he declares early, he's gonna be a first-round pick. Best center goes to Lyle Henderson of Colorado. We also saw Soma Roos in fourth here, and whoever remembers him, he was a recruiting target of ours in the first season, but Tennessee beat us to it, so he went there. We saw him last year when we played Tennessee, and we beat them, and they, for some reason, still made it to the championship game, so good for them. All-Americans, we have Aiden Chiles as the quarterback, Kyle Costanzo as the running back, first team All-American on the national level, Costanzo. And then we also got Lorenzo Wayne, the receiver from LSU. He makes it. Crazy good season for both those players. And then the next one I will recognize is actually nobody. Everybody else hadn't had a significant role in this series so far. So we're gonna move on to the second team All-Americans, and we've got a couple more players there. As we got Julian Sain from Ohio State, we have seen him play a role in this series and also in my DCSU series. Looking pretty solid. And then Ronan Hannafin, gotta recognize him. He's from Clemson. He has always had good games against us. The senior receiver for Clemson, the Tigers. And then we've got nobody on the O-line. We do recognize Ashton Woods as a middle linebacker. Only a second-team All-American. I would have expected him to be a first-team All-American. And for some reason, by the way, Connor Stockey didn't make it on that first-team All-Americans list. This is pretty crazy, as he's apparently the best defensive lineman, the best defensive player of the year, but he doesn't recognize as a first-team All-American. That does not make any sense to me, but okay. Let's move on to the freshmen, and we've got a couple of those. Deontay Countess, Duke, true freshman. He plays his first season here. The only 5-star recruit from last season, and Duke got him. And oh man, I would have loved to get this dude, but he had a deal breaker that didn't allow me to get him. So he's gonna be the quarterback, and then left guard Justice Ezekiel. I mean, he didn't even play, so I don't know why he makes this list. The next one makes sense though. Connor Stockey as the left end for the UNC Tar Heels. I mean, this is very well deserved. And then obviously also Zach Moma as a defensive tackle. He had an 8-sack season this year. Very well deserved. Dom Shelley didn't play this year. Don't know why he makes this list. Larry Butts also did not play this year. Do not know why he makes the list. Manu Lawrence, he makes it as a dime corner. So apparently there was not many freshman linebackers and corners playing in the country, since those 3 players make it. But Lawrence, at least he played every game of the year. He had some snaps, like 10 or 15 a game whenever we entered dime personnel. And then for the ACC, first team All-American quarterback is Loris Sellers. He's gonna be a first round pick this year, I'm guessing. Kyle Costanzo, well, I mean, if he makes the National All-American team, that makes sense. Noah Vaughn as a running back, we recognize him. Ronan Hannafin, Jaron Waiters, Vendrevius Jacobs. We should all recognize those, as we've played almost everybody on this list at some point or another. Desmond Jackson is the only offensive lineman to make it for us. He is a redshirt junior at 89 overall. Would not be surprised if he declares early this year. We'll see in leaving stage a little bit later. Connor Stockey, freshman, obviously makes this list. Jewett Hayes from Virginia, gotta recognize him. And then we've got Stephylan Green make it. Obviously gotta recognize him. We played him a bunch of times. And then Ashton Woods as a middle linebacker. We've got my son Kelly from Clemson, gotta recognize him. I'm guessing he probably picked me off once or twice in those games. Jaden Patterson as the free safety, and then Ricardo Jones from Clemson. He also makes this list. So a lot of players we gotta recognize here that we play almost every season, or in Clemson's case, we play them every year for some reason. And then obviously Christopher Vezina makes it. Senior quarterback. He is not gonna be a part of the series any longer. He will go to the NFL now. From the running backs, don't recognize any of those. Receivers, that's nobody spectacular. But Aiden Banfield as left guard, he makes this list. An 87 overall. I would not expect him to declare. 87 is a little bit too low. And then for right end, we have Camden Hardy from Wake Forest. I remember him. That dude was a pain. And then Zach Moma as a freshman makes it. We've got Andrew Hanchuk from Virginia Tech. Jason Hepburn as a second team All-ACC. He was a pure base linebacker, a first and second down linebacker, a pure run stopper, and he actually makes this list. This is pretty crazy stuff here. And then we've got Kareem Fallon as a strong safety. The sophomore makes it on the second team All-Americans ACC. Freshman, I mean, obviously, Deontay Countess got to be on this list, right? But we can already see down this list, we've got a bunch of our players. And we're going to start off with players that didn't even start. We've got Mitch Jefferson, didn't start even one game. Justice Ezekiel also did not start one game this season. Both of those were backups. Rashawn Soto, he started, so I guess this is at least earned. Baraka Anwinu also started, but he missed 6 games, or 6 weeks at least, for an injury. Connor Stockey, Anthony Dingle, Zach Moma. All of them make sense. All of them had a great season. That's good stuff. Dion Ship for Clemson. I don't really remember him. But Dom Shelley and Larry Butts, again, they didn't play this year. They were not starters. Manuel Lawrence as dime corner. I mean, nice to see. And then we actually got our kicker on here as well. Josh Milne. He will be a 4-year starter for us. He has had a very solid season. Very reliable. And that's it for All Americans. And now we're at leaving. And I am absolutely shocked and amazed. We only have 1 player declaring early. So it's Ashton Woods, projected round 1. There I will not persuade him. But also Michael Merdinger. And this was kind of a tough decision, but I decided to not persuade him to come back. He has playing style F grade on us. And it is realistic for players. Like, he's a quarterback. He doesn't want to play in a run-first offense. I get it, so I will let him leave. We have 4 other quarterbacks on the team. One of them has got to make the jump this offseason. Christian Hamilton will graduate. Caleb Lavalley will graduate. We've got Michael Short, a backup linebacker, will also graduate. We've got Joel Starlings, a defensive tackle. He was actually a starter, so we will lose 1 starter along the D-line. Chris Culliver, backup receiver. Rodney Laura was a starter back in the day, not so much the last couple of years. Liddell Grant was always a backup, and then Julian Randolph will also go away. But the big news here is we keep around Buck Stoner, we keep around Jordan Shipp, we keep around Marquise Brooks. None of our receivers declare early. We keep around our right tackle, Desmond Jackson. He was an 89 overall. We keep around Jaden Patterson, our safety, 90 overall. So a bunch of players that could have declared early and probably would have been first rounders will stay for 1 more year. And then we've got Michael Merdinger, who, we're going to go through all the players that will leave this offseason. Just take a quick look. So Michael Merdinger, he has always had a solid arm, but not a great one. He has great short and medium accuracy, but not great deep accuracy. And since we are a run-first offense, but we are a run-and-shoot offense, we have a couple deep threats on the team, and we want to abuse that. So 84 deep accuracy ain't gonna cut it. So we gotta find somebody better this offseason. I hope somebody is gonna be better. And he lost 1,800 yards of production. He lost 18 touchdowns. He gained 3 interceptions on last year. So he just didn't have a great season. His completion percentage went down. His yards per attempt went down. Just not a great look for him this year. So we wish him luck. He's got to go somewhere else. And hopefully he finds a pass-first offense. Next one up is going to be Christian Hamilton. Very good route runner, but the catching ratings, especially that 78 catch in traffic, is something that kept him off the field. He's a number 4 receiver. He didn't get much playing time this year. He's a solid athlete, but not a great one. He doesn't beat any of our other 3 receivers on speed. He doesn't beat anybody of our other receivers on catching ratings. He only beats them on route runnings. And let's be honest, all of our other 3 receivers are solid route runners. Maybe not that great, but the lack of route running isn't gonna make up what Hamilton loses on the catch and traffic rating. 78 is just not good enough. Chris Culliver, he was a backup receiver. He was our best athlete. He was a 99 receiver, 99 speed receiver. I mean, he's great after the run. He might have been a great running back. But we already do have a couple of really good running back. So because he didn't have great hands or great route running, there was really no point in playing him. Julian Randolph, the tight end, 6'5", 245, out of Purcellville. Randolph has solid hands. He's got good enough catching and catch in traffic to be a third medium receiver, and he can block a little bit. Not awfully good or anything, but solid tight end. Over his career, he had almost 200 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Nothing spectacular. He's not going to go to the NFL or anything, but we have to say goodbye here. We gotta see a new tight end next year. And then we've got Joel Starlings, a really solid defensive tackle who played I think all 4 seasons for us. Starlings is a very effective pass rusher at 85 power moves. He's got some very good run stopping ability. He's got all the power in the world. Kind of shocked that he didn't ever develop into the 90s here for overall, but we're gonna lose some production here because in his junior season he had 11 sacks in total. This is 18.5 sacks, no forced fumbles, and a couple deflections. Nothing spectacular, but as a defensive tackle, we will miss him. He played a very solid role in our offense last year. Just didn't really have the pass rush production that he got a season earlier. And then we're also gonna lose Rodney Laura, 6'3", 295, out of North Arlington, New Jersey. Laura has 82 power moves, 73 finesse moves, so not that great. He's got enough athleticism to play, but 65 block shedding is just awful, and at 82 power moves, 73 finesse moves, he's not gonna be an elite pass rusher. Now he was once on a day long ago. He was a solid pass rusher, but he didn't really develop in the off seasons, and other defensive tackles overtook him on the depth chart. So he didn't get to play much his senior season, and will now declare to not be an NFL player at all. Ashton Woods, as expected, declares early, 6'3", 225 out of Marietta, Georgia. A former 3-star. Woods looks absolutely incredible. Great play diagnostics. He can't rush the passer, but he still got 4 sacks this season, so can't be that bad. He's a great run stopper. He's got lots of power. He's got 90 zone coverage, 77 man. He's a solid athlete. No points to complain here. He's gonna go to the NFL now. He played 3 seasons as a starter for us, amassed almost 500 tackles over that time. About 60 TFLs, 14 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. So he did it all. He was a great linebacker. And we're going to miss him. But the good thing is there is like 4 good linebackers coming up, going to be sophomores and freshmen this next year. Really excited about all of them. But we say goodbye to our linebacking duo here because Caleb Lavalley is also gonna declare. Also played all 4 seasons for us. A great pass coverage linebacker, Caleb Lavalley. He's got some power. He can rush the passer very effectively. His run stopping is not quite as good as Ashton Woods is, but solid athlete with great coverage ability. That's always nice to see. Over his time, he amassed about, I'd say that's close to 400 tackles, about 40 TFLs, 7.5 sacks, 6 interceptions over 4 years, and 2 forced fumbles. And with that, we're gonna go to draft results, as Ashton Woods indeed is a first-round pick. And then we've got Christian Hamilton as a 6th round pick on just 3 catches and 41 yards. NFL analysts were like, yeah, we got to get some of this dude in here. Never got a chance in college. Let's see if he can do it in the NFL. So this is our 2 draft picks from this season, but we did get a first rounder. And now the real offseason starts. Recruiting in the offseason starts, and usually I don't do anything here. But anyone remember Darren Pounds, the receiver I recruited in the first season? We converted him to running back after that because he wasn't having good skill caps. And then after year 2, we cut him. He went to Buffalo, and now he is gonna transfer again. Michael Merdinger is gonna transfer away, and he did sign with UCF. And then the result on Darren Pounds is gonna be he decided to sign with Alabama. So he's gonna play for the Crimson Tide. Gotta schedule some Alabama at some point, I guess. He's gonna be a junior this season. He's not gonna get any development, but I am hoping to schedule Alabama then next year when he's a senior. So we will see him play there. And then, because he's also a backup running back at the moment now on their depth chart. And this is National Signing Day. I never sign anybody in. I never recruit anybody in the off season because I don't want to get transfers. I was already done like halfway through the season with recruiting this year. But we're revealing dev traits here, and you can stop each one individually. But we got a lot of elite dev players this year. A lot of star dev players, as well as we have a tackle here at star dev. And then elite dev for James Leonhardt, the guard. He will be a left guard in our team. And then we've got Lyle Brown at elite dev. So many players with great dev traits. This is going to be awesome. Now, we missed out on David Amano. He's going to Miami, the elite dev D-tackle. Instead, we got Paul Gordon at star dev. That's nice to see. We've got Slade Silver at elite dev. We got a linebacker. Terrence Whipple, impact dev for him. Gil Maggot, I would have loved to have gotten him. He looks incredible. He's going to go to Oregon. Lamar LaBelle, only normal. I think he's one of just a couple players that has normal dev in this entire recruiting class. And then Mike Clemens has star, and Jason Cromwell also has star. So this is a great recruiting class yet again. And of course, if you enjoy this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, as we're going to move on to the top classes in the country. And of course, North Carolina #1 with 12 5-stars recruited. 12 of them. So that leads the country by far. Not even Miami got to a handful. So we got 12, an even dozen, and 3 4-stars. Now, this is going to be position changes, and we're going to make a couple changes. Johnny Barr, the junior left tackle. I always check every single player on the roster if they have a better position, and Johnny Barr is one of them. He's going to change to center because he's a higher overall there, and I think it just plays better to his ratings. Now, from center, we had a starter last year that was Rashawn Soto. He will move over to guard because it's going to give him a 2 overall boost to be playing guard. So we will move this dude out away from center, even though he's only 290 pounds, which indicates he would be a center, but I think he will be a better guard than center. And then also Jesse Blunt, he was a linebacker. He's capped out on his skill caps. So I will, again, just like last year, move him to safety, and then after the offseason move him back to linebacker. Even though, spoiler alert, I did not do that this year. JC Blunt is going to stay safety for this year, the junior. But his caps are just not great at linebacker, so we're going to move him to safety for now. And he's probably going to be a backup there. Unless he has a great training result, then we'll see. Max Iorio, he's a corner, a former 5-star corner, but his speed is capped out at 90, which to me is not enough. At this level, you need to go play corner. You can't play corner at 90 speed, so you need to be a safety. So we will move him to safety, and that is a permanent change. I will not change him back. He will be playing safety for us if he ever is good enough. And then we're at training results, and right off the bat, Nick Shabazz, the #1 player in the draft class from 2 years ago. He is an 89 overall, big jump. No jumps, on the other hand, for Fusha and Kowalkowski, our recruits from year 1. They stay at 86 and 81 overall. Marquise Lindsay makes a minor jump from 76 to 78. So Shabazz looking right off the bat like the #1 starter this year. Kyle Costanzo is now at 89 overall. So he will still lead this team. And Brian Malik, he makes a little jump to 89 as well. And then Terrell Speed now at 86. He will be the running back 3. Robert O'Connor is the big loser at 83 overall. He didn't jump much. And then Fidu Tratola, a little jump for him as well, but will not see much of those two guys. And then at running back, yeah, we're set for next year. I'm so excited. And then at receiver, Jordan Shipp, now a 93 overall. He's a senior. He will go to the NFL next year. And then the massive surprise here, Clyde Upshaw, up to 92 overall, out of nowhere. I think it's a +10 jump. Marquise Brooks, he got a little jump as well. After we won the ACC last year, he got a little bit of his skill caps removed, and he filled those out again. Buck Stoner, the big loser on the dev jumps, only +1 for him. Alex Taylor, I think +5. Toledo, +3. Akbar, the biggest winner from last year's freshman class. They were redshirted last season. And Akbar looking great at 86 overall, but we're already in territory. Nobody's going to see the field this year. No one of these receivers, all of them in the mid-80s, nobody's going to play this year because we have still our 3 top receivers from last year. And then we got the big jump by Clyde Upshaw. And then the biggest disappointment is honestly Josh Board down there. Not make a big jump as a sophomore, but that's fine. He's got 1 more year to make it as a junior, I guess. And then we've got Deontay Slay at 83 overall, so very clearly the designated starter for next season. And then the other 2 tight ends don't really matter that much. Let's move on to left tackle, as we've got Mitch Jefferson jumping up to 86 overall. I think it's a +3 overall jump, maybe +4, I'm not sure. Kowalewski, same recruiting class, 83 overall, that's solid. And then Austin Banfield, he's a senior, and he just got his, he got overtaken by Justice Ezekiel, who is looking like the new starter, honestly. Looking great here, 88 overall. Callum Elston stays down there as the second backup, 3rd string player. And then at center, Johnny Barr jumps up to an 89 overall, so that's that's not a far jump, but he might be declaring this year, I don't know. Bermudez, again, as a junior, only an 80 overall player. Yet again, no jump for him. Pretty disappointing. Oscar Brink, 79 overall, nothing spectacular. And then we've got Baraka Onwenu with the big jump, 88 overall, that's a +6 jump. We've got Rashawn Soto, didn't really develop much in training this year, so he might have lost his starting role. And then we've got Duke Trinidad at 86. I mean, that's a very solid jump for him. I think that's +8 or something. So if Onwenu decides to declare early this year, we might have 2 more guards in the pipeline there. It could start there. And then we've got Jackson staying at an 89, so nothing spectacular, but I didn't expect any of these backup tackles here to jump him on the depth chart, so still going to be the starter. And then Connor Stockey, 93 overall. If he doesn't declare as a sophomore, I will be absolutely shocked. He will have a great season, I'm assuming. 93 overall is absolutely crazy as a sophomore. And then we've got Greg Barmore. He had a good jump as well, so he might be playing his senior season after Stockey declares. And then we've got Anthony Dingle up to 85 now. Eric Daniels at 87. Nothing spectacular here. But yet again, we are keeping a lot of our defensive line starter from last year. Zach Moma, an 88 overall, that's a +1. Cal Malat, the freshman, he makes the big jump. I think it's about a +8 for Cal Malat. And that means that Dylan Jerry, whose turn it was now to start, he just might have been beaten out as defensive tackle this season. We'll see. Linebackers, Jason Hepburn, 87 overall. He will be probably a base starter, but now we're gonna see something absolutely crazy at middle linebacker. Larry Butts is a 95 overall. Are you kidding me? 95 overall, Larry Butts. He's gonna be the new starter, taking over for Ashton Woods. So we got probably an upgrade from Ashton Woods, who was a first-round pick. This is absolutely nuts. And then Dom Shelley, 87 overall. He got a good boost as well this season. So we've got 3 new starters, actually 2 new starters. Jason Hepburn started last year as well in base personnel, but this is very exciting. And then Steven Slate, our nickel corner, he's an 89. Cassidy Breida will now be the new number 1 corner. We've got Manu Lawrence upgraded to 88 overall. We've got Tony Tanner. And the biggest disappointment is Moses Riggins. Didn't jump at all. He's a junior now, and he's still stuck at 86 overall here. that's not a great sight to see. And then at safety, Jaden Patterson, he stays at true 90 overall, so he didn't get a good boost. None of our free safeties did really. And Ramon Paredes got a little bit of a jump, and Matt Stacy, I think +3. But no change at free safety. At strong safety, however, Kareem Fallon, he got overtaken as highest overall safety. So Emmanuel Ruse now overtook him. And then the actual senior on this team, Ty White, didn't really make a big jump. So probably not good news for him. And then Jesse Blunt, 85 overall. And then Yorio is the lowest of those. Milne, 82 overall. Kitchings, 83 overall. Both of those got a nice jump, but not much doing for kick power, kick accuracy. I think it's just like awareness and like throw power and short accuracy stuff. So this is training results. And then we've got encouraged transfers. John Stark, the fullback. We will let him go. We don't play much with fullbacks. We need the roster space, and I don't want to cut anybody else. So we're gonna let our fullback go. He's capped out, by the way, anyway. So no harm, no foul. Biggest disappointment from all our recruiting classes: Elijah Vernon, still a 74 overall. He's a junior now. He would have to have like a +13 overall jump next season to even make it into the conversation of getting to be a draft pick or something. So he's done. There is a bunch of sophomores and freshmen that have already overtaken him on the depth chart. So he's gone. And then the other big disappointment, Ben Bermudez, 4-star center. Never made it really. He's an 80 overall, and he's got a 79 freshman overall behind him. So I'm fine with having, even if the current center declares, even if... what's his name? Our left tackle that switched to center. Even if he declares early, we still got a fine option as Brink as our future center, I think. Now, we're going to take a quick look at the roster. Nick Shabazz. He has better deep accuracy and better short accuracy than Merdinger did last season. He's got a better arm. And the only thing that Merdinger had over him is medium accuracy. But overall, Nick Shabazz is now by far a better quarterback than Michael Merdinger was last year, and he's fast. He can run. We can actually do something on the ground as well. With our run-first approach, I think we can run some read option, triple option maybe. And then the other quarterback to consider for the starter is Rayshawn Foucha. And Foucha has solid short and medium accuracy, but again, the deep accuracy, not looking too sharp. Has a weaker arm, and Foucha is a pocket passer. So to me, this decision was very easy. Even though Foucha is a junior, we're going to go with the sophomore here. It's Shabazz's season. He's going to be the starter. I'm so excited to see what he can do. Former #1 overall prospect on in year 1 that we recruited here. And then let's just take a quick look at the true freshman Nate Keys. He's going to be redshirted this year, but just a quick look to see what he looks like. His caps look good. He has 93 throw power. No caps on the throw power as well. He's got some solid elusiveness. The accuracy ratings need to get a lot better. Like, he's not even being worth considering as a starter this year. But yeah, he's got some very solid athleticism. He can run a little bit. He's got a great arm. He has a lot of room to improve on his accuracies. Might be worth considering as a starter next year if he has a big boost in training. Kyle Costanzo is gonna be our lead running back, and deservedly so. He's a great power back. 91 trucking, 89 stiff arm, 86 strength. Kid looks unreal. And then 91 carrying, he even improved that a little bit. We've got some solid explosiveness. He can do everything. The only thing he can't really do is spin move. That's 75. 79 juke move is okay. It's nothing spectacular, but he's always going to be breaking tackles through running through them. He's a great route runner now as well. His hands are nothing spectacular, but the craziest thing about him is he just improved his athleticism. 94 speed, 96 acceleration. Are you aware of what that is going to mean for our offense this year? He is so unbelievably explosive now, and he can run over anybody. I'm expecting him an even bigger role this year, and he had 334 carries last season, you know. Brian Malik didn't improve much this offseason, but he's still a great route runner. He's going to be our receiving back, and the change of pace back, even though quickness-wise, it's not a change of pace. They're pretty similar from athleticism standpoints here. And then just a quick look at our true freshman, Harvey Savoy, 5-star. He's going to be redshirted this year, 5'10", 187. Savoy is not a great route runner. He does not have great hands. He's not going to be a receiving back this year because Malik is just so much better at that stuff than he is. And then the elusiveness game, he's sadly capped a little bit too heavily. So I actually don't know about his upside, to be honest. We'll see. One thing he does have, though, he doesn't have any power, but he does have athleticism, and he's got even a little bit of room to improve that. Now, debating. He's still going to be our number one receiver. Buck Stoner, he's just too good. His abilities are too good. Buck Stoner will be the number one again this year, and he's now a junior. He's actually a senior now, a true senior. So he will declare this year. Great route runner. He's got all the catching ratings in the 90s. He has 89 break tackle, 83 juke, 80 stiff, 80 spin move. I mean, his power ratings are not quite as close, but 94 speed. I mean, you can't complain. Jordan Chip, a redshirt senior this year, 6'2", 190, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's a route runner. He's going to be our slot again this year, just like last season. Jordan Chip, great route runner. He's got very solid hands. He doesn't have the release. He has 80 release, which of our top receivers is the lowest, so he will start out of the slot again. But 98 catching, 91 catch in traffic. He's going to make tough grabs over the middle when it's 3rd and 11. And then at quickness, he even improved his speed. He's now 92 speed, 95 excel. Very exciting to see that as well. And then a junior, Marquise Brooks, as a 4-star, former 4-star. He has improved a lot, and he improved his caps last season by winning the ACC, so he filled that out again, and he is now at 99 release. All the route runnings in the 90s. The only knock on him is 85 catching, but even that's not a real knock if you can see that this dude has now 94 speed, 99 excel. It's absolutely crazy. He's going to be our designated deep threat / jump ball receiver, and I expect him to declare next year. Now, we had a crazy surprise last year as Clyde Upshaw. He jumped up by about plus 10 overall this training. And he's going to be our number 4. He's going to be our new Hamilton, so he won't even see the field that much. But he's a great slot receiver. He's got 96 short, 99 medium route running, 92 catching, 85 catch in traffic. He's going to be just fine. But don't expect to see him much this season. He's a junior, however. He might be there as a senior, and then he will be a number 1. Tyrone Prude. He's going to be redshirted this year. I'm just taking a quick look here at the true freshman as well. Prude, his skill caps, honestly pretty awful. He's got not much room for route running, not much room for hands. So he has to have the same cautious treatment that Marquise Brooks had in the past, with winning championships and taking away his skill caps that way. But Prude has 96 speed, 95 excel. So at least he has that going for him. Gerald Armstrong, a 5-star receiver, 6'4", 196, out of Bradenton, Florida. He's a deep threat, even though he's 6'4", and his skill caps are unbelievable. Crazy good skill caps, and he's got lots of speed. The only thing that's really bad about him is his hands are capped at probably going to be 83 catching, 82 catch in traffic or something like that. But the sky's the limit for him. 6'4" receiver at 98 speed, 96 excel. He's gonna be absolutely nuts. He's DK Metcalf. I'm just gonna say it. This is DK Metcalf, and in a couple of years he's gonna be real fun. Deontay Slay. He is gonna be our lead tight end. He's almost capped out. He has solid hands. He's a decent route runner. He's got lots of speed as a tight end. 85 speed, 86 XL. That's really good. He's not a blocker. Not much of it anyway. But this is good stuff. And then this is going to be the freshman. Going to be redshirted this year. Every freshman, by the way, is going to get redshirted this year. Everybody that I recruited last year is going to be redshirted. No one's going to be playing. Devontae Hare. He has, right off the bat, solid hands. Decent route runner, nothing crazy, but he's got some room to improve there as well. And then we've got some power to his game. That's nice to see. He's got more than enough speed, and he can even improve as a blocker. So Devontae Hare, watch out. He might be the new tight end next year if Deontay Slay doesn't improve too much. And then we've got 6'8" tackle, 329 pounds, Mitch Jefferson. He's going to be the starter at left tackle, 93 strength. That's very solid. And he's a very long tackle. He's a great run blocker. Actually, his pass protection is a little bit weak. You gotta admit that, but he's got even more room to improve. This dude is only a sophomore, so gotta be excited about him. Already has unlocked a few abilities as well. Nice to see. And then the true freshman, Salisi Phoenix. He's gonna be redshirted as well. 5-star recruit from last year, 6'6", 301. Phoenix has really good skill caps. Very solid. Nothing to complain about. He's a really solid athlete. 92 strength, nothing to complain about there. He's a solid pass protector already. He's actually a better pass protector than Mitch Jefferson, but so much worse as a run blocker. And then our new starter at left guard is Justice Ezekiel. I'm not going to give Aiden Banfield the start at left guard here because he didn't do anything in the offseason and Ezekiel did. 93 strength. His run blocking is maxed out at the moment, but he's very solid as a run blocker, which is very important for us as a run-first offense. And the pass protection, really good for Justice Ezekiel. So we will see him this year as the left guard. Now we're also gonna take a look at the guard we just recruited, James Leonhardt, 6'4", 297. He's a 5-star out of Jackson, Tennessee. Leonhardt is basically uncapped, which is crazy. A very solid player. Almost no caps. The only thing that's a little bit capped, honestly, is his run blocking. But it's already solid enough, I'd say. And the pass protection is really solid as well. I'm really excited about his prospects in a couple of years. And then our new starting center, Johnny Barr, is an 89 overall at 6'5", 304, Charlotte, North Carolina, a hometown kid. Barr is an elite pass protector with all his pass protection ratings in the mid-80s or higher. He's got 86 strength, which at center is much more hideable than at guard or tackle. And then his run blocking is very solid as well. The starter at right guard is going to be Baraka Onwenu, 6'3", 294, a 5-star recruit. He's now a sophomore, and he's got 96 strength. And this is what I love him playing out here at guard. He's going to maul dudes in the run game. His pass protection is absolutely elite. Everything's in the 90s. His run blocking is only in the 80s, but just the pure strength and the lead blocking ability from Onwenu is going to make him an asset to the run game. And then Desmond Jackson, 6'4", 310. He didn't improve at all in the offseason, but that's okay. He's an 89 overall. I'm pretty sure he's going to be a day 2 pick in next year's offseason. Elite pass protection. He's got 97 awareness. He's got some good lead block. He's got 94 strength. It doesn't even matter that his run blocking it's really good as well. It's just not elite. So really happy about our O-line development this season. And then the superstar of this team, Connor Stockey at 6'4", 257. Stockey is now gonna be an absolute force. He's got 85 power moves and 85 finesse moves, so he's gotten even better in both this department. He's got 97 strength. He's got 83 block shed. He is a do-it-all edge rusher. And I'm assuming a first-round pick next year in the offseason without even having one snap played as a sophomore. He needs to be a first-round pick next year. Eric Daniels. He will be the run-stopping starter again this year. Just like last season, we're going to split up the right end spot. Eric Daniels is going to be the starter in run D. He's got some solid run-stopping ability. He's got power. Just his pass rushing upside is a little bit limited. Daniels at 82 power moves and 76 finesse moves. So the starter as a pass rusher, as a nickel personnel dude, is going to be Anthony Dingle. 6'6", a very long edge rusher at 270 pounds with 88 finesse moves, 88 power moves, 85 finesse moves. His run stopping just is not that good. So that's why we let Eric Daniels do that. And he's going to be the pass rusher. He's got actually more pass rush upside than Connor Stockey, just looking at those ratings. But honestly, Stockey also has some abilities. So, and then we're going to take a quick look at Lyle Brown. I recruited him last year out of Hawaii, Kahuku, Hawaii to be exact. A 5-star edge rusher who has already 88 finesse moves. Crazy good, but only 68 power moves. So needs to improve on that front. No run stopping ability worth mentioning. He will be redshirted this year, but when Connor Stockey has declared, he might be up next. Zach Moma, 6'5", 294, a 5-star out of Newark, Ohio. He didn't improve much in training this year, but he will still be the #1 defensive tackle on this team. He will be an every down starter. He's got great power moves, great finesse moves. Actually, not great finesse moves. 76 is not good. But he's a great run stopper. He's a great pass rusher. And I expect him to get maybe even north of 10 sacks this year. And then we are going to see Harvey Kalmalot at 6'1", 316, a very short defensive tackle, but heavy. Kalmalot is a pure power rusher. 91 power moves, but only 76 finesse moves. He's got 93 strength, and his run stopping is average, I'd say. You will see him this year at 77 block shedding. He's just not a good run stopper, which is why you are going to see Dylan Jerry get an actual role this year. Last year he was just a backup that played occasionally if there was an injury. But Dylan Jerry is now your base starter. 81 block shedding has given him the spot. He's got some power. He's got 76 power moves and 73 finesse moves. I have actually no idea how this dude got 4 sacks this season without having any meaningful playing time, but I'm excited about Dylan Jerry. We'll see where this is going to take him. Paul Gordon, he will be redshirted this year again. And I'm not saying again, but again, all the true freshmen are going to be redshirted this season. Gordon, 83 power moves. He's got a lot of power, a lot of strength. His finesse moves need a lot of work. He's got virtually no run stopping ability to speak of. So Paul Gordon, for now, just going to be a redshirt. Slade Silver, also recruited him last year. A 4-star with elite dev out of Rockingham, North Carolina. Hometown kid, basically. Slade Silver, 82 power moves, 64 finesse moves. Not ready to start, but he's got 86 strength, and his run stopping is abysmal. So he's a great athlete with a little bit of power ability, but not ready as a starter at all. I expect him to be a starter in probably 2 or 3 years. Jason Hepburn is going to be the starter at linebacker, at left outside linebacker. He's a great pass coverage linebacker, 82 zone, 74 man. He's got 86 play rec. And also, by the way, he has the golden house call ability. He's got some pass rush upside. He's just not a great run stopper. He was much more of a run stopper last year. Now, we're going to see Lamar LaBelle here as well. Not playing at all this season. We're just going to take a quick look at him. Going to be redshirted this year. He's a pass coverage archetype linebacker. He's got some room to improve there. He's got some power. He's got no pass rush. He's not a great run stopper. He only got speed and some upside. But your best player on the team, Larry Butts, 6'2", 238, out of Rome, Georgia. Metro Atlanta pipeline, Larry Butts. He still has some room to grow even. 83 zone, 83 man. He's gonna be an every down starter. He's got some power. He's not gonna force a lot of fumbles, but he's got 84 finesse moves if he needs to rush the passer. He's got 99 tackling. He's got 93 speed, and he's got the platinum house call and wrap up abilities. He's gonna be unbelievable this year. But at least I expect him to. Dom Shelley, you're going to see him as well. 6'1", 236. Shelley is, I'd say, not quite as good in coverage as we have just seen from Jason Hepburn. So you will see Hepburn, but Shelley will be playing as well because he's got 99 speed, 99 acceleration at linebacker at that size. Unbelievable stuff. So I'm expecting an even better linebacker unit this year. It's just a couple new guys in there that might be even better than the ones that we had just graduated and declared early. Terrence Whipple is going to be redshirted this year. Recruited him last year. Since I am assuming that Larry Butts will be declaring as a true, a redshirt sophomore, I will expect him to declare early. So we will have even more linebacker rotation in the next offseason. But Whipple needs to be ready for that. And then we've got Steven Slate, 5'11", 197. Slate is going to be, again, our nickel corner. He's just too good at it. He's a great man coverage corner. He's got great hands, which at slot corner, you've also, in zone, you've already, like, almost always good opportunities to get some picks. He's got some solid zone coverage, but he's clearly our best corner on the team. He will be playing the slot, though. Our new number one corner is going to be Cassidy Breida, 6'2", 184, out of Newport, Kentucky. Breida is a former 4-star who has just improved even more. 93 zone coverage. Breida looks unbelievable as a zone corner. We play a lot of zone on this defense, so it is important that our best corners play good zone. But he's also very solid in press. His man coverage in total is not great, but he can play from press, which I always like to see. He's good in zone. This is like the two most important thing on him, and he's got more than enough speed to catch up if he makes some mistakes. 96 speed, 94 excel. This is exactly what you need in the number one corner. Moses Riggins, he was the disappointment in training this year, but he will keep a starting role because he is the second best zone corner on this team. 88 zone coverage is, I think, actually the highest zone coverage on the team, but his man ability actually looks also better. He's just 83 press is not quite as high as Breida's, but Riggins and Breida gonna be the number 1 and 2 outside corners. Riggins just not quite the athlete. He lacks a little bit of the explosive acceleration that Breida shows. And then again, just like last year, we are gonna have Manu Lorenz play the dime spot in the defense here. Dime corner, Manu Lorenz, 5'11", 182. He's got the perfect size to do it. He can play some man from the slot, that's good. He even can press a little bit if he needs to. 92 catching is solid, and I mean, at least he doesn't have horrible zone coverage. And 87 play rec is pretty solid as well. He's got athleticism. He's got everything you need. 99 speed, no problem. I think he's going to be a terrific dime corner. And then we're going to take a quick look at the corners that I recruited last year. Ryan Hyde, 6'2", 187 out of Portland, Oregon. Hyde is a 5-star recruit, a zone coverage corner. He is already 85 zone. I think next year he will be a starter with that zone ability. If he just gets a little bit of improvement in the offseason here on the training results next year, I think he's going to start. And also, his athleticism is uncapped, and he's already at 96 speed, 93 excel. The other corner we recruited is Mike Clemens, 6'1", 178 out of Camilla, Georgia. 4-star recruit. Mike Clemens is a man coverage corner. His press ability lacks a little bit. He can play man. His zone, on the other hand, is pretty abysmal. So unless he gets his zone coverage to the high 70s, he will not see the field. So for him, I think the outlook is going to be much more darker. He's got some good athleticism. He can make up for his mistakes, but his zone is just too abysmal right now. Outlook on him is probably 2 or 3 years until he starts. And then our starter at free safety is going to be Jaden Patterson. No surprise there. He's got the athleticism. He's got the run support. And he did not improve his coverage at all this offseason. 74 zone, 75 man. It's not great. Maybe that's why he didn't declare. But he has the platinum house call ability, so that's nice to see. And then we've got a new starter at strong safety. It is going to be the Kangaroo, Emmanuel Ruse. 6'2", 216 out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Hometown kid. Ruse wears Michael Jordan's 23. And he's got great zone coverage ability, man coverage ability. He can do everything except run defense. So I think Ruse and Patterson are actually perfect complements. One of them is great in coverage. The other one is great in run defense. And Ruse, by the way, has 99 speed. So absolutely nuts on the athleticism side. And then just a quick look at Jason Cromwell, a recruit from last year. Will be redshirted out of Montgomery, Alabama. 6'1", 196. Cromwell has basically almost no caps, and his athleticism is almost uncapped. He's great in run defense already. He just needs he needs to work a lot on his coverage ability, man. He's not going to be a starter next year, even if he improves by like 8 overall. I don't think he can improve his pass coverage quick enough to be a starter. And then at kicker, we've got Josh Milne, 6'3", 193 out of Mansfield, Texas. Milne was a solid kicker last year. He has a 92 kick power. He's got 79 kick accuracy. He's got not a great arm, not a lot of quickness. He's just a regular kicker. No special attributes on him. Actually, he does have the mega leg bronze ability, so that's probably going to help him a little bit. Shakir Kitchings is going to be the punter this season. 6'4", 213 out of Colonial Heights, Virginia. Shakir Kitchings is a power archetype punter with 90 kick power and 89 kick accuracy. And also, by the way, kid can run. 82 speed. That's not too slow for a punter, I'd say. Not really a great option for trick plays here. 59 throw power is not going to cut it, but I don't think we need to do that a lot. Now, All-Americans. National preseason All-Americans. Nick Shabazz is the first team All-American or preseason All-American, man. Unbelievable stuff. And then Kylan Billio. We remember him from last year. He was a pain. And then Jordan Shipp makes this list. So we've got a couple new faces here on the franchise. And then from the offensive line, don't remember a lot of these players. It's mostly players from like the Midwest here. But Connor Stockey obviously had to make this team, man. He's going to be unbelievable this season, I hope at least. And then somebody else that we recognize here is obviously Larry Butts. So 2 redshirt sophomore players that I am 99% sure will declare early next offseason. So we only have 1 good year of Larry Butts, and we better make it work. And then we also recognize, obviously, Jaden Patterson, who will be declaring next year. He's a senior, so this is his last year. And we will have had 4 seasons of starting for Jaden Patterson at the end of his career. Shakir Kitchings also makes it as the punter. National second team preseason All-Americans. Julian Saying is the quarterback for Ohio State. We've got Jaheim Merriweather from Purdue, the running back. We remember him from our DCSU dynasty. We've got Enrique Morales, the running back that is playing, standing in the backfield next to Michael Merdinger. We've got Clyde Upshaw and Marquise Brooks on this list. So apparently no Buck Stoner, but Buck Stoner will be making these lists. I'm assuming if he has the kind of season he had last year or the year before that. And then, because that's not enough, we've got nobody else apparently. No edge rushers, no Anthony Dingle, no Zach Moma, no other linebackers, no other corners, and we did have a safety here. And for some reason it's Kareem Fall, and he's not even gonna play this year, so who cares about him? By the way, also TJ Winkler, defensive tackle. I don't know him, but he might have taken over for Green. So we will probably face him this year again. Clemson is just an opponent we face every year. So I'm assuming that TJ Winkler is going to be a player we're going to get familiar with. Now, ACC preseason All-Americans. We've got Nick Shabazz as the quarterback. We've got Kyle Costanzo and Brian Malik as the running backs. We've got Jordan Shipp, Clyde Upshaw, and Marquise Brooks as the receivers. We've got the tight end, Deontay Slay. We've got almost everybody except left tackle and left guard for the offense. So, I mean, that's really nice to see that they trust us to have a great team this year. We've got Johnny Barr at center. We've got Baraka Onwenu at right guard. We've got Desmond Jackson at right tackle. So, I mean, the outlook on the season is just incredible. We've got Connor Stockey. We've got Zach Moma. Now, Jewett Hayes is still on this list for Virginia, so he might be a pain if we face them. TJ Winkler for Clemson. Talked about him a couple seconds ago. I'm assuming we're going to face him. I'm assuming he was one of the good players from the training results or something. We also have Jason Hepburn and Larry Butts make this list. But also, Maurice Hepburn makes it for Clemson, so recognize him. Najee Coral for South Carolina, and then Corian Gibson for Clemson. I really don't recognize him, so I'm assuming he was a backup and had good training offseason this year. I don't know. Jaden Patterson and Emmanuel Ruse make it as free and strong safety. And then Josh Milne and Shakir Kitchings at punter and kicker. So that means for the second team, we can't have many players on that list because our entire starting lineup is already on the first team. But I was wrong, because we also have the second team All-American quarterback, and we've got a third running back making it to the All-Americans list for the ACC. But we also recognize Jackson Foster from Clemson. Terrell Speed, we will not see much of him this year. We've got Buck Stoner, we've got Alex Taylor, we've got Jimmy Toledo. He's a sophomore at 88 overall, and he's not going to see the field at all this year, I'm assuming. We do have Mitch Jefferson, Justice Ezekiel, our starters on the left side of the line that didn't make the first team. They make the second team. We also got a backup make the right guard spot here. He's not going to play this year, so there's no point. And then for the D-line, there's actually not many players from our team at all. But somebody that we do recognize, obviously, is left end Derek Dandy. We got to recognize Andrew Hanchuk, both from Virginia Tech. Richie Lujan from Clemson, recognize that dude. Everett McPherson from Virginia Tech again. And then the two top corners from our team, Steven Slate and Cassidy Breida. Joe Wilkinson as a safety for Clemson. Kareem Fallin for us. And kicker and punter from Clemson again. So that's very interesting on the preseason All-Americans. Now let's take a quick look at the schedule. We're gonna start it off with a home game against Eastern Michigan. I always want to start with an easy opponent and then have a tough one, Texas, where we are gonna face Deshaun Bliss. I'm really excited about this game. Deshaun Bliss was a linebacker that I tried to recruit in the first year, but Texas beat me to it. He was a linebacker from Texas, and in that game we were gonna see who gets lost in the Bliss. And then we're going to start it off with conference play. James Madison, going to be our first opponent, so nice to see that we have an easy one. But then in week 5, Clemson is going to show up. That's going to be a tough one. So we're going to face them again this year. We've got East Carolina, Charlotte, Appalachian State. We've got Liberty and Duke. And then to finish it off, a couple more Virginia teams, Old Dominion and Virginia Tech, before we play our last game of the season against Wake Forest. And that is going to be obviously a tough game, like every year. Wake Forest has always been a tough game, and we'll see how it goes this year. For some reason, they always manage to make it a solid one. But this is going to be a home game for us, so we have the advantage. And here we are, week 0, top 25 rankings. It's Georgia on top, but then North Carolina number 2. We have Clemson at number 4. We have Tennessee at 5 with Soma Ruse. We've got South Carolina at 6. We've got NC State at 7. So a bunch of our foes that we're familiar with in the top 7 here. We've got Ohio State and Penn State at 9 and 10. Those are teams that we always have to watch out for in the playoffs. And then at number 13, it's Virginia. So I am really excited about this new season. I think we have an even better team than last year. We have brought back our entire receiving unit and our entire running back room. We have got a new and better tight end than we had last year. We have got a new and better quarterback than we had last year. We brought back the entire offensive line. Nobody graduated, so we got even better there. We brought back our 3 starters, freshman starters from last year. They're going to be sophomore nows. On the defensive line, we have got even better linebacking unit this year. We've got the same cornerback unit we had last year, and I don't know, the same free safety as last year, and I would argue a maybe even more explosive strong safety than we had last year, because we are going to have 2 99 speed safeties this year and a 99 speed linebacker, by the way. So there is so much speed on this team. I am so excited about this new season, and that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more UNC Dynasty. See you in the next episode. Until then, have a great day.